The young Taiwanese man, who'd dozed off in his car and crashed into 3 Ferraris at the shock of his life, when he was told it would cost 12 million Taiwan dollars, $390. 000 to pay for the repairs, but a public outpouring of support and donations to help him pay what, at first, seemed an insurmountable sum has stunned the 20-year-old. In Chin-hsiang's predicament, has gripped Taiwan, and the response from the public reflects growing dissatisfaction with the island's widening wealth gap, which has left many low-income families, like Mr. In's, struggling to make ends meet. The young man, from a single-parent family, dropped out of college earlier this year to help his mother at the family's shop that sells incense and gold paper money, burned during worship in Taipei City. His father died from illness a few years ago. He works night shifts at a barbecue restaurant, and, after finishing at 3:00 on Sunday, he returned home to find his mom not feeling well, and so decided to help her deliver an order to a nearby temple, in time for a ceremony. It was around 5:40 in the morning, when, exhausted from working all night, he fell asleep at the wheel and crashed into the Ferraris. They were among 4 luxury cars that belonged to a group of friends who were meeting up before a scenic drive. The owners were standing near the vehicles and no one was injured. I thought, oh no, I have gotten myself into a big mess. I was really worried about bringing trouble to my mother and having to pay so much money. I wanted to help her, but made things worse, Mr. In told the BBC on Wednesday. Police said he had not been drinking alcohol and had a clean driving record. Local media contacted luxury car dealerships and repair shops to calculate that the repair bill would be 12 million Taiwan dollars. What happened next was something Mr. In and his family, trying to figure out how they could pay such a huge sum, had not expected. Dozens of people called the local police station handling the accident and offered to donate money to help pay Mr. In's repair bill and his legal fees. Some of them even turned up at the family's shop of shack, made of sheet metal, which also serves as their home. I am really grateful to everyone who has offered to help, and who has come here to encourage me. Some people even drove up from central Taiwan and asked me where they can donate money. Some spent a long time looking for our shop. Some are not in good situation, but they still gave money, he said, sounding overwhelmed by what has happened. Some people gave $160 a can. They just said, in the future, you just have to help society. The local authorities have asked people who want to help Mr. In to direct their funds to an official account. More than 100 donations have been made, the smallest equal to about $4 and the largest almost $6. In total 740,000 Taiwan dollars, $20,000 have already been raised. The college Mr. In dropped out of has meanwhile invited him to return. He was in his last year of middle school when his father died. He has an older brother who is working and a sister in high school. Since the story hit the news, some Taiwanese social media users have called on the Ferrari owners to forgive Mr. In and not demand money from him, given his circumstances. One owner, however, has publicly said that he worked hard to be able to buy the car and would like to be compensated for the damage. Mr. In says the Ferrari owners have been kind and have not insisted he pay the bill all at once. They have instead suggested he could start eventually paying in installments while they consult their insurance companies on how much the policies will cover. Ferrari, what happened to F1's most ruthlessly successful team, with a monthly salary of 35,000 Taiwan dollars, $1.
136
It would take Mr. in 28 years to pay the full cost of the repairs. His family's vehicle insurance policy only covers injuries, not damages. But he insists that covering the cost is the right thing to do. I am really sorry to have hit their cars. Really sorry. It was not intentional, even though it will take a long time. I committed a wrong. I should still pay for it. Two Scandinavian women tourists have been found dead in Morocco, with cords to their necks, the country's interior ministry said. Both bodies were found near the town of Imleo in the High Atlas mountain range, near the foot of North Africa's highest peak, Mount Tepco. The women, from Denmark and Norway respectively, have not yet been named. A police investigation has been launched into their deaths, the Interior Ministry statement said. A poacher has been ordered to watch the Disney film Bambi repeatedly after he was convicted of illegally killing hundreds of deer. Missouri hunter David Barry, Jr., must view the film at least once a month during his year-long sentence. He was arrested in August along with two family members for killing the deer, taking their heads and leaving their bodies to rot. Prosecutors said it is reportedly one of the biggest poaching cases in Missouri history. On top of the jail sentence of the illegal deer hunting, Judge Robert George ordered Barry Jr. to view the Walt Disney movie Bambi, with the first viewing being on or before December 23,
2018
and at least one such viewing each month thereafter. During his spell in prison, the 1942 cartoon about woodland creatures shows a hunt to kill the mother of eponymous deer character Bambi. The months-long investigation, spanning several states, led to the arrest of Barry Jr., his father David Barry, Sr., and his brother Kyle Barry, according to a local newspaper, the Springfield News Leader. While the total number of deer taken illegally is unknown, Lawrence County's conservation agent Tandy Barnes said it could be several hundred. Barry Jr. received a year-long sentence in Lawrence County Prison after pleading guilty to illegally taking wildlife. He has also been sentenced to a 120-day term in Barton County Prison for a firearms probation violation, and both he and his father had their hunting privileges revoked for life by the Missouri Conservation Commission. The United States military says it has killed 62 fighters from the Islamist group Al-Shabaab in 6 airstrikes in Somalia. 4 airstrikes on Saturday killed 32 militants, and a further 2 on Sunday killed 28, it said in a statement. These were the deadliest air attacks in Somalia since November 2017, when the United States said it had killed 100 militants. Somalia has seen a sharp increase in the number of airstrikes and casualties since President Donald Trump took office in the United States in January 2017. A tally by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism reveals that at least 400 people have been killed in airstrikes since the beginning of 2017, far more than the previous 10 years combined. The latest strikes bring to at least 40 the number carried out in Somalia so far this year, compared with 35 recorded in 2017. The United States has a huge military base in neighboring Djibouti, from where it launches attacks on the militants. Mr. Trump gave the United States military greater authority in March 2017 to attack militants in Somalia. Traditionally, United States presidents have been wary of intervening in Somalia since 18 Special forces soldiers eyed fighting militias in the capital Mogadishu. In 1993, a battle dramatized in the film Black Hawk Down. No civilians were killed in the latest airstrikes, which were carried out in coordination with the Somali government, the United States military said. Alongside our Somali and international partners, we are committed to preventing Al-Shabaab from taking advantage of safe havens from which they can build capacity and attack the people of Somalia. The United States Africa Command said Al-Shabaab, which is linked to Al-Qaeda, has not yet commented on the latest strikes. Somalia-based security think tank the Higher Institute said in a report published in November that Al-Shabaab had been forced to change tactics following the upsurge in airstrikes.